Welcome us to the Late Night Shakespearean Show, where we talketh to thy favorite people. I'm your host, Emmerich Henderson, and today we have Lady Macbeth and Macbeth, all the way from Scotland, the King and Queen.
Hello, it's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. We're so glad to have you here. So how are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm not bad. I'm doing great. So where's Macbeth?
You know what? My apologies. My husband Macbeth is having a bit of trouble connecting. He shall join when he can.
That's no problem. Everyone has problems like that. So shall we begin without him?
Of course, whenever you're ready.
So, on to the first question. What is your marriage with Macbeth like?
Oh, my marriage with Macbeth, the beginning of it was absolutely wonderful. He was an amazing soldier and he was brave, but now he's a gent that could barely do one simple thing that I could ask him to do. I had to cover for the blood on our hands. But, however, I believe that I'm a pretty fair lover.
I could imagine that the feelings that you're holding back right now. However, you mentioned blood. Is it true that you and Macbeth murdered King Duncan?
Great lad that made you break this enterprise to me. When you durst do it, then you are a man, and to me more than what you were, you would be so much more than a man. No time, no place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that the fitness now does make you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis, love the babe that milks me. I would, while I was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums, and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn that you have done this. We fail? But screw your courage to the drunken place, and we shall not fail. When Duncan is asleep, where to the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him, his two chamberlains shall lie with wine and wassail, so convinced that of memory, a water of the
We did, but I should not speak of it. It haunts me longer than I can admit. The conceit and the blood, it went on forever. The blood can never wash it off, no matter how much I try. And the trauma, is following me. It cried to sleep no more.
Here's a spot. Out, down, spot. Out, I say. 1, 2. Why, this is the time to do it. What need we fear who knows it? What none can call a power to account. Yet who would have thought that man would have so much blood in him? The Thane had a wife. Where is she now? What, will these hands never be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar with all this starting. Here the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out of one's grave. To bed, to bed, to bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, 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 come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed, to bed, to bed.
Macbeth had killed our jet in his slumber, and we mourned as anyone would. Then my husband Macbeth became the king, and all was right. Our plan was a pleasure and a swift blessing. All I wanted was the wife of a king, and I was willing to do anything I had to do.
I apologize for being late. Is I didn't cause thee any ado? My own naming is Macbeth, and I'm the one and only King of Scotland. I didn't miss it much, correct?
Don't worry, Macbeth. We all have computer problems every once in a while. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Your spouse was just telling us about how you killed King Duncan, and it's caused so much pain and agony mentally to you.
What? Why would I ever do such a thing?
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well. It would done quickly. If the assassination could tremble up The consequence. Oh, the consequence. It could catch with this surcease success. And but this blow might be and be all and the end all. Here, but here, upon this bank of shoal and time, we jump. The left to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment. Oh dear, what shall I do? That would be teach and bloody instructions, which being taught, return. To plague thy inventor, this even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned shallots. To our own lips, he is to double trust.
I did no such thing. Why would I ever kill thy king? He was like my best friend. Thou brought nothing but happiness towards my life. He brought joy to my world. Why would I ever betray him? It's not like there was a prophecy or anything that I had to fulfill.
Oh, Macbeth, thou twisting the truth. I told him to murder our
Stop
king.
this madness.
Oh, Macbeth, just renounce it. Be honest about the horrendous encounter.
Mine hands are clean, and to know my deed, 'twere best not know myself.
Oh, how awful you are, Macbeth.
We'll be back after the break to find out what really happened.
Hi, I'm Steve Miller. I've been a trial lawyer in Florida and Massachusetts since 1985. If you and your spouse hate each other like poison and want to get out of the hellhole you call a marriage, you've come to the right place. Look, you can waste your money screwing around with some paper pusher paralegal type, give thousands of dollars to some piece of crap three-piece suit downtown, blow your brains out trying to figure out why you wasted $25 on the crappy forms you bought from the illiterate boob at the courthouse, or do what I say and do it now. We know what we're doing here. Look at this website, a work of art. Here's the story. Pay us a little and we get you a lot. Don't worry about the details. We'll take care of business and let you know when to crack open the champagne. Okay, time to move on. Go to the Get the Divorce page in the upper right corner, pay up, and you're on your way to getting rid of that vermin you call a spouse. We're here to help. Divorce EZ, a Florida law firm.
Now that we're back from the break, on to our next question. What was going on through your mind, Macbeth, when your wife told you that you had to kill King Duncan?
Well, if it's already out there, I guess I'll answer some questions. A lot was going through my head when I was told to kill the king, as he has done nothing but good for me. I felt awful. I only did it because Lady Macbeth insulted my manlyhood. If I could go back and fix my mistakes, I would, believe it. But I guess the power just got to my head.
Oh, please, Macbeth. I had to insult your manhood. It was the only way for you to finally become a king and royalty. And you have the crown. And I am a king's wife now. You should be thanking me. You're finally king. You're where you want to be. And no one else will come after you.
And now, changing the topic, what are your thoughts on the death of Banquo?
I'd rather not speak of it. His death was a tragedy. After all he did for me, he will not be forgotten.
I apologize for making you uncomfortable. We'll start with another question. This one's for Lady Macbeth. You act differently at many times. Would you say you put up a somewhat of a false appearance, and why?
Yes, she does. Lady Macbeth has two different sides to her.
Macbeth, break thee off. I am not two-faced. I don't put on a false compliment. I am just simply showing the people what they want. Nay, no one wants to see the horrible marriage between a cowardly husband such as you and an aspiring wife like me. I am protecting us from judgment and gossip and the embarrassment you caused at our dinner. It did not help. What would those gents say if I were not there to cover for you? What would they say? And after you just became king, this royalty, this title would not be yours any longer. What else would a loving wife do? The truth does not matter if it protects your crown, Macbeth.
Macbeth, I really doubt that you might feel the same way as your wife. But our number one question asked by the audience, and myself would like to know, how does it feel to be finally king?
Well, to be honest, it's not very much what I did expect. I thought would have been best nothing but wealth and happiness. But being king has hath brought me nothing but sorrow.
I hope it gets better for you, as you are a man with many responsibilities and duties. Relating back to one of our previous questions, I understand that the death of Banquo was a very sensitive subject, but many of the members of the audience believe that if you were to discuss more about what happened on the night of the murder, maybe it might make you feel a lot better.
Well, Banquo was a really close friend of mine. He reminded me of a brother I never had. I wishes he was not killed, but thankfully his son got away from the assassins I sent. I mean, he won't get away next time. Thou brought a kindness to my life that I has never felt before.
Macbeth, hush.
What on earth are you talking about, Lady Macbeth? I've said nothing wrong. I've said only the truth, as I love Banquo.
You fool. Knowledge lacks you. We must not amuse him with Banquo's death. Quiet thy mouth. You speak of actions that you must not admit.
Did I admit to his killing?
Yes, you fool.
It was only a joke. Why? Was I not funny? No? Alright. Sir Emmerich, we shall move on.
Yes, there's one more thing that we would like to show the two of you. Sources tell us that Macduff is plotting against you to kill and overthrow you. Roll the clip.
Tyrant, show thy face. If thou be slain with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns whose arms are hired to bear their staves. Either though Macbeth, or else my sword with an unbattered edge, I sheathe again undeeded. There thou shouldst be, by this great clatter, one of the greatest notes. Seems bruited. Let me find him, fortune, and more I beg not.
So, after watching the clip, what are your thoughts?
What? This is blasphemy. I'm leaving this call.
Wherefore wouldst thee say such horrible things? This is fake news. I refuse to believe it. Good day, sir.
I would like to apologize to my audience for the inconvenience and behavior from the show's guests. And so, please tune in next week for our new guests, Romeo and Juliet, the two star-crossed lovers. Thank you and have a good night.